Okay, after the show, I'm sitting here with Roger Atkins.
No, we're standing, we're not sitting here.
After the show, after Fully Charged, I'm standing here with Roger Atkins from EV Outlook, one of the most outspoken person at the booth.
You can talk. You're not
One of the most outspoken person at the booth. And I want to ask you, Roger, what were your ideas? What did you see here at the booth?
I just saw passion, enthusiasm, people wanting to make a difference, people who are prepared to speak their mind, people who are prepared to take risks, essentially entrepreneurs and people, who are good people. That's what I saw.
You saw good people. Okay. If you compare the Dutch to the French, the Germans, the English, how would you characterize us?
I just prefer the Dutch. Full stop. We were talking about this a moment ago. I'm not going to go through that same description I did then. Look, I think the Dutch and the British have a lot in common in many ways.
Yeah, we had a lot of wars together.
Yeah, okay, yeah, apart from that. But, we like beer. Okay, so do the Belgians. We like bicycles. We haven't got so many. And we speak the same language. I know you speak Dutch, but, anyone who lives...
This is going nowhere. This is going nowhere.
But it's fine.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, if for a lot of people who can't speak other languages, if they go to France, might have a problem. Any of the other countries might have a problem. Come to the Netherlands, come to Holland, and there's not a problem because, remarkably, bizarrely, everyone speaks English.
Amazing. Hey, Roger, you're from EV Outlook. What is that?
Basically, it's me, a man in a shed in the garden.
Yeah. With a channel and with a big mouth who talks about it. But you've seen many parts of the car industry, right?
Yeah, I've been in the automotive industry for 35 years.
Yeah.
So with an auto OEM, with the Volkswagen Group to begin with, and then at Ricardo, a few startups, worked for Richard Branson, Virgin Cars, worked for a company making amphibious vehicles, not amphibious electric, but a company called Gibbs. So yeah, I've done a bit of this and that and the other.
Yeah. Oh, you also worked for Audi. You also worked for respectable brands. When did the EV bug bite you?
It bit me well and truly on the arse like a great big mosquito, leaving a big red lump in 2007 when I joined Modec, which was a zero-emission electric van startup.
Okay, and in 2007, there was nothing in the whole electric startup. I mean, in 2011, we had the Nissan Leaf. That was the first decent car.
Yes.
So you were ahead of your time.
Well, I'd like to think so. And funnily enough, I met JB Straubel recently, who, you absolutely know Vincent.
One of the founders of Tesla, the second one next to Elon Musk. Yeah.
Nice segue. And I said, thank you for what you've done. I just wanted to come and give you a bit of respect and pay homage to your contribution. And he said, well, what did you do? What have you done? And I mentioned Modec. He said, oh yeah, we know who Modec were. And I nearly fell over. I nearly burst into tears, Vincent. The great JB Straubel knew who we were.
That's great. Hey, in England, you were a little bit behind the Netherlands, but now I think you're coming back. There's a lot of subsidizing. I saw that sales were going up. Are they getting really serious with EV in England?
Yes, I think we are, but in many ways that's because of entrepreneurs, it's because of people like Robert Llewellyn, it's to talk about, people who educate the public, who show the opportunity. And certainly little companies like GridServe, who are going to become a very big company, showing an electric vehicle charging proposition that's good. I don't want to be disingenuous, much less so to do with legislation in the government, unlike, say, Norway, where a lot of their success...
Or the Netherlands.
Yeah, or the Netherlands.
Just taxation.
Yeah, there you go. So I think the stuff in the UK to date has been about entrepreneurs, innovators, people who've had a go, less about legislation, but that needs to come as well.
Yeah. What do you think the government should do? Subsidize or just forbid ice-out cars in the city?
I think subsidize, and I think also to look seriously at how they approach infrastructure, because infrastructure is very expensive, very complex, and obviously grid connections and all these big things that cost a lot of money over time. That's the place where they can have most effect, I think. I think using too many carrots, too many sticks, that kind of can confuse things and whatever. Yep. So I'd like to see more long-term infrastructure kind of focus and investment.
We now have about 1,200 million cars in the world. Is the future of the car industry 1,200 million electric cars?
If it is, we've failed. Absolutely not. I wrote a little paper and I've done a few presentations all about saying mass adoption of electric vehicles will be a big mistake. Because what's the fundamental issue here? It's not actually combustion versus electric vehicles. It's about utilization. So if we want to tackle efficiency, and one of the key parts of the circular economy is maximize utilization.
So don't use a car for 20 minutes a day, but basically share it.
100%. You said that on a panel. I didn't know that was your kind of ethos or your principle, and you're absolutely right. You know, I don't like fully agreeing with people. I think it's good to have a little bit of, you know, joshing and a little bit of this and that and the other. But I think you and I are complete kindred spirits on this.
Great. Now, next thing. So car sharing is big. What's the role of autonomous driving cars?
Massive. Autonomous driving cars will be about helping rich people. There'll always be rich people. There were in Roman times, there are now. It will help them enjoy their cars more when they're not moving fast, when they're in congestion. Get over it. That's just what it is. And they'll pay for that and it will be great. And I think then that will liberate and deliver what we need to see in terms of, you know, connected, autonomous, shared, electric, democratization of mobility. At the moment, what we've got is electric vehicles for middle class and rich people, and that's no good. We have to have electric vehicles for everybody. That's why I'm with you, and I think we're kindred spirits.
So we're going to share autonomous driving cars. Okay.
Yes.
You've been here now one day in Amsterdam. What's your next program going to be?
Tomorrow morning, waking up in Amsterdam.
Good. Okay. So far, Roger from EV Outlook.